Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Punch newspaper. The major story here. Minimum wage. Labour kicks as FEC, that's the Federal Executive Council, steps down Memo, demands consultation. And the writer there, failure to discuss Memo, giving room for speculation, NLC tells government. 5 killed as anti-tax protesters invade Kenyan parliament. That's the picture there. Another story at the top corner, CBN projects lower inflation, says reforms attract $24 billion inflow. Federal government meets local refiners over pricing, faults Dangote. Senate didn't approve new presidential jets. That's what the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, said. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the Punch newspaper. We'll move to the front page of the Vanguard newspaper now. And the major story there, Tinubu to consult governors, OPS, that's the organized private sector, on minimum wage. That's what the federal government is saying. The writer there says he can't take decision on new minimum wage alone. Insists the input of governors, local government areas, organized private sector vital. Era of paying slave wage gone, Labour is insisting. Any amount above 62,000 naira will create crisis, job loss, NECA is saying. And then you have the picture of David Adeleke and his wife, Choma Roland. The celebration happened yesterday with dignitaries there. Former President Olusegun also obviously attended that event. Another story here, Rivers crisis. Anti-Fubara protest rocks Port Harcourt. Wike not ready for peace, Clark tells Tinubu. DMO attributes rise in public debt to forex reforms, MPR hikes. At the top corner there, cholera. Tinubu directs Federal Executive Council to set up committee to oversee emergency operations. And federal government moves to sell 3 aircraft in presidential fleet to buy 1. Some stories you find on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. To the Nation newspaper now. Still talking about the minimum wage, Tinubu opts for more consultation. President to meet with governors, council chiefs, private sector players. National Assembly to get supplementary budget tomorrow. FCC tenders Emefiele's account statement. I want to travel abroad. That's what it's saying. And Sokoto government, no plan to dethrone Sultan Abubakar. Economic indices remains positive, says Edun. All right, some stories you find on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And to the front page of this Nigeria newspaper now, the minimum wage is still taking center stage. Tinubu to consult governors, private sector, starts saving money to pay arrears, Labour alert states. Any amount above 62,000 naira will create crisis, job loss. That's what NECA is saying. Sokoto Assembly, no bill to dethrone Sultan, only to strengthen institution. And pure water sellers pay about 7 different taxes every day in Nigeria. Oyedele, Chairman Tax Reform Committee, is saying. Cholera outbreak, President directs Federal Executive Council to set up committee to oversee emergency. To the front page of the Daily Independent now. Tinubu asks for more time to consult a national minimum wage. Labour says it expects negotiation on which they end by July. Wants governors to brace up for uniform implementation. Now, ASU threatens fresh strike in 2 weeks over 2009 agreement, others. Climate change threat, federal government bans single-use plastics in MDAs. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the Daily Independent. To the front page of the Leadership newspaper, still looking at this matter of the minimum wage. Long wait for Labour as Federal Executive Council steps down Memo. Tinubu to consult more. It's a delicate issue, says federal government. New minimum wage will be ready in August. That's the Trade Union Congress saying there. And then Labour leaders disrupt Labour Party meeting with Obi in attendance. And another story at the top corner, NDLEA gets approval for $1.4 million to boost operations. Those are some of the story you find on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. And to the New Telegraph, still talking minimum wage. Tinubu opts for further talks with governors, organized private sector, as TUC, as the Trade Union Congress, expects new wage next month. Federal Executive Council sets panel to oversee cholera emergency, approves $1.4 million for NDLEA's arms ammunition. 1.9 billion naira CNG vehicles, 985 million naira for body scanners. Federal government bans single-use plastics in MDAs. And another story here, quickly. Edun, why Nigeria's external local debt increased by 25%, says government no longer relying on CBN's ways and means. Some stories you find on the front page of the New Telegraph. And to the Daily News Hub, at national minimum wage, let me consult further on what to pay, as President Tinubu is saying. As Federal Executive Council steps down minimum wage memo, over 500 bishops weighed into NLC federal government crisis. Sultan ascertained facts before commenting. Sakwato government chides Vice President Shettima. Says it's not your duty to tell us to protect Sultan, it's our responsibility. Some governors pose threat to traditional institutions' stability, Atiku is saying. Those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Daily News Hub. Theophilus.
Okay, from my end now, the Daily Times is saying new minimum wage, federal FEC steps down memo, opts for more consultations. Passage shouldn't linger beyond July, says TUC. Emefiele's trial witness can't confirm whether former CBN governor's wife signed Achiteko documents. Social media agog as David Ochioma weds in Lagos. Akpabio denies Senate's proposal of new aircraft for Tinubu Shettima. Fuel marketers deny importation of substandard products amid accusations. The Guardian says poor states rake up debts, leave $335 billion minerals to illegal miners. Cholera, 10 million Almajiri street kids at high risk. Band A, court restrains Ikeja Electric and NERC from applying new tariff. Minimum wage, private sector insists on 62,000 naira as Tinubu consult governors others. Graft, concerns as EFCC shelves Akpabio, Adamu Autumn others files. Federal government bans single-use plastics, styrofoam packs in MDAs. That's in the Guardian newspaper this morning. The Platform Times says CSR reps threaten MTN Airtel CEOs with warrant of arrest. Ogun housing scheme scandal, one down with stroke. Kubana chief priest forfeits 10 million naira as EFCC drops charges. Village head lawmakers arrested for allegedly stealing, selling community transformer. Army denies allegations of recruiting jihadists. World Bank disburses $45.5 million for Nigeria's ID4D project. FEC approves $1.442 million for NDLEA equipment vehicles. That's in Platform Times this morning. Nature News, Nigeria bans single-use plastics in government offices. Nestle trains student on environmental sustainability. USAID offers $26.6 million food initiative grants to Nigerian companies. Nigerians want farming mandatory for households, according to opinion polls. Kenya hosts symposium, summer school on climate justice. EU Environment Ministry trained journalists on climate change reporting. That's in Nature News this morning. Salient Times, dirty fuel supply.
I've always pushed for some of the issues that they have raised again. When you look at the matters of security, infrastructure, and all of it, but we see